So this is just a little accessory. This is an incline dumbbell skull crusher. Skull crushers are pretty common. I really like this variation and this setup for a couple of reasons. So the first reason is that it's on an incline, and this allows you to get a deep stretch, which would be shoulder flexion. So getting that arm up past the head, which is going to help get a deeper stretch on the tricep. And I'll go a little bit more into that in a second. But the second reason is with dumbbells, this allows you to move your wrists freely. So you can see I'm externally and internally rotating my arm as I'm going throughout the skull crusher. And as it gets deeper behind my head, I have a freedom of motion with my wrists. And so sometimes when I use a fixed bar, I can't get into a deep enough stretch. So this just allows me to have a little bit more freedom of motion so it doesn't impinge your shoulders in any way, and it still allows you to get a really deep stretch on the triceps. Now going back to that first reason about having the bench on a slight incline, it creates a really good force curve, which allows you to have a lot of tension at the deep stretch part of the movement. And so if we look at the triceps muscle group, we have 3 different heads of the tricep, and 2 of the heads insert and originate in the same place. So they all insert on the olecranon process, which is kind of the bony part of your elbow. And they originate on the actual humerus. So they only cross one joint, which is your elbow joint. So if you train your triceps with your elbow right at your side, you're not going to have a problem getting a really deep stretch with both of those heads. So that would be your lateral head, which is this one on the right, and then your medial head, which is this one kind of tucked underneath both of those. But your long head, which is the biggest head of your tricep, that actually originates and inserts a little bit differently. So it crosses not only the elbow joint like the other 2 heads, but it also crosses the shoulder joint and originates up on the scapula up here. And so if you don't bring your shoulder into shoulder flexion, you're not going to get a full stretch on that head of the tricep. So for that reason, having the bench on a slight incline, it allows you to bring your arm fully overhead to get that deep stretch, even with the long head by fully flexing your shoulder, not just your elbow joint.